But so it's your favorite homegirl crocheter goat, and we back in this bitch with a video for sure. I was like, how am I gonna start this intro? Y'all see what time it is. Vlogmas again, 2024. Super excited. We ain't finna hold this intro up too long. Y'all see what we're about to get into. It's kind of ironic. It just came across my timeline. It is hip hop is getting kind of gay. Now, that said, I mean, I'm pretty sure this is going to talk about homosexuality within hip hop and the conflicting or the complicated relationship that intertwines the two, right? And who's better to talk about it than me, right? So what we're going to do, going to hop on into this, but you know what we got to do first? Drop that new Vlogmas intro, baby. Hope y'all doing good today.
Well, look, I ain't think on Christmas I was going to get drunk like this.
Oh, brother.
Oh, Christmas, Merry Christmas, oh, Merry, oh, Merry, Santa, where my bread, Merry, Santa, where my bread, Merry,
So the title is Hip Hop is Kinda Gay. Now again, that feels like shots fired, but we're gonna give them a chance. Shout out to Who's Ox. It's a newer channel as well. Clap it up for them. Getting their content out. It's giving video essay. It's giving professional. It's giving them about my business. So I'm super excited to get into this video essay and really hear what they got to say. Let's do it. Let's go. Oh wait, I'm playing Christmas music still, y'all. Hold on.
Everybody in high school be like, yo, you acting like a you acting like.
Here we go. They gonna pull up all the evidence of y'all being homophobic.
If you ain't sucking nigga dick in the parking lot, put your cell phone like that.
Let's be real about this shit.
Look.
Yeah, keep it fucking real.
You ever notice how
No, not one of my
homophobic
faves.
niggas is
Okay, thank you,
all the time?
T-Pain.
And it's like, dude, if
Thank
you
you.
ain't gay, then gay.
Wait. First of all, let's let it finish.
All right.
Thank you. If you're not gay, then gay stuff shouldn't bother you. Shout out to T-Pain. This is why in your core of core, when you have faves, sometimes they can devastate you. But see, my fave, he one of my faves musically, sonically, you know, as a person well around it, you know, and that was just evidence of T-Pain being pretty awesome. Let's get back into the video.
Here's a hot topic. If you hate people for no reason or you're a professional victim, this one's not for you. If you're somewhere in the middle, then welcome
Not a
to
professional
my target
victim.
audience. Is hip hop past homophobia? For a straight guy asking this question, it's almost kind of
Yes.
like a white guy
Wait,
being
no,
like,
no,
his country
they're
music
not past
racism.
homophobia.
I can answer the question
I thought it
what
said
I know,
the
but
past.
take it with a grain of salt. So whether you're agreeing with the concept or you're a little skeptic, the landscape has definitely changed. With stars like Lil Uzi, Young Thug, Saucy Santana, Lil Nas X, Skywater, we've moved from an overly no homo pause era to one where men can openly wear dresses, purses, paint their nails, and still be considered hard rappers and not have anybody bat too much of an eye. Of course, there's always gonna be some people saying some no words, but for the most part,
Right.
the general hip hop audience
Absolutely
will always
not.
accept a Young Thug, Lil Yachty, Lil Uzi, as long as the music stays good. How do we get here? Let's take it back about 10 years. Let's start with
Is that true, though?
flamboyance.
One, I want to say, and I saw it in his description, he does a really good synopsis, and you can always check out the original videos of my reactions in my description, and you can look at his description and see his full synopsis of this video essay that from his words. But for me, again, misogyny and hip hop and the undertones of what that means, so the roughness, the toughness, and how queerness and being gay has been seen as a weakness, a sin. Again, when in his synopsis he talks about the undertones of Christianity and hip hop as well, and how that has been the catalyst to why gay people have been shunned, right? Or like the foundational values, right? To why gay people have been shunned. But to me, deeper than that, it goes deeper than just hip hop culture. It's embedded within the Black community as a whole. But let's see if he covers any of that as this goes on.
In hip hop, I'm talking, shiny things, skirts, painted nails, and the integration of high fashion into pop culture, and
So
by
I won't say
extension,
hip
into
hop is
hip-hop.
itself.
Honestly,
Again, I
maybe
would
a
say
little
the
bit more than 10
world
years.
It's
The early-
evolving. Social
All right, folks,
media
it
is
is-
evolving. And ultimately, it's like you ain't gonna have no choice, because just like whether it's slavery, you know, a lot of the stuff that was going on with the election, people were like, all right.
Turn around, let me lick you from your neck down.
First of all, my computer just want to do what it want to do, and it's telling all my business because I was listening to some Pretty Ricky, but y'all need to mind y'all business. Don't worry about what's on my playlist. You nasty. I forgot what I was talking about. First of all, I'm done. I forgot. That completely threw me off. I have no other words for that one right now. All right.
The early 2010s,
Let's get back in it.
at least to me, was a revolutionary
Ricky,
period in
that's
terms of
what I'm thinking about.
what it means to be a rapper and what that can look
A
like. I can only
girl.
speak from my experience, but the early 2010s when A$AP Rocky and the rest of the mob were coming up, and he was getting those, metrosexual claims, but he was still a super hard rapper. He was super New York. He was still representative of everything that a lyrical rapper was at the time. Hard
See,
rapper.
And I was gonna say that within this is when I want to. That's what I was doing, intertwining hip hop culture and Black culture synonymous, because originators, hello, but that goes literally hand in hand. You come to your hometown or anything about a male and people who have known you, or just, how do I want to phrase what I'm trying to say? The image of what a male figure is supposed to represent, any alteration of that, you're gay. And your gayness meter gets higher and higher the more you alter that. And don't get me wrong, I've been guilty of looking from a heteronormative lens. And I'm pretty sure as I continue to, I just realized today I have over 300 videos. As I continue to produce more content, more videos, I'm pretty sure I'm going to see myself evolve. You guys are going to see me evolve. You're going to help me evolve. We're going to help each other evolve. But that said, again, white supremacy is real. We're embedded in a culture that literally teaches us these things. So I'm not blaming Black people as much as I'm saying we should be accountable in unlearning the things that we've been taught, right? And so, again, like I said, being guilty of it myself, seeing a guy who would be perceived as metrosexual, not having the right language or verbiage to describe that characteristic or of a man and a male, and that being combined with what's forced on you of male image and what that is supposed to be, it's contradictory. And again, the undertones of how you're supposed to handle that, society teach you is to shun them, to tell them, no, you need to man up. Boys are crying. No, you and men don't cry. Boys don't cry. Make them tough. Like you're babying them. No. It's okay to be a human who has emotions. And again, this is deeper than just hip hop as a whole and the gay culture as a whole. But again, it goes back to identity. Identity and sexuality are separate things. But it go even like this will be a whole college course before the video is over if I keep going on this tangent.
Necessarily gangster, but very masculine in the way that the music comes out and the way that they carry themselves. It started to create a shift in like, okay, I can care about, I can care about my face routine, the way that I dress,
right,
more
you
than
don't
just
have to
putting
look
on
dirty
the most expensive
and dingy
largest,
to be a
shiniest
man.
things, but like putting together
Women, I'm
real
pretty sure
fits.
women want
now,
a
before
nice
you get in the
soft
comments
skin
talking
too, a
about
little
whatever,
bit. You can still
you're a
rougher,
rapper,
be a little
doing it before A$AP
strong
Rocky, I'm here to say
with
yes,
soft skin.
you're probably right. What I'm talking about is the start of a shift where it became more and more accepted. It starts snowballing. Young men are now overly conscious of, their skincare, hair care, manicures. That's not to say that hip hop was overtly, homophobic at the time. But
I don't know if I would say
homo-friendly.
overly.
I give that one.
Skincare
I used to
routine is an
deal with
everyday
that
routine, so I
when I
don't know
was
if you
in
can
high
be
school.
overly into your
And what
skincare.
happened
Like,
is
can you
that,
be overly into your
It
health?
made me
I guess OCD is a thing,
kind of
so
like
balanced, but
homophobic.
hey.
Because it's like I would like go back and like question myself, like, damn, why does everybody else walk like this and I walk like this? So why is then you start just looking, because you don't realize until you're in high school, people like, yo, fam.
I think the radio is getting more gay friendly. I don't think urban music or anything is getting more gay friendly. If that was the case, Frank Ocean would be on a lot more songs.
Thank you.
Like niggas,
Nice way to put
I know
that.
niggas that will not do a song with Frank Ocean just because he gay, but they need him on the fucking song.
This was kind of a time where
Right, like
being
what?
gay, at
What
least
do you give
overtly,
Frank Ocean?
was
Come
akin
on.
to career suicide. And that's funny enough because at that same time,
They won't
Diddy
do
was in them
songs
back
with.
alleys. Just
They won't do songs with Lil Nas X. They won't do songs with. Come on, let's just be real. Forget naming any list of artists. At the end of the day, if you are queer, and it's becoming again more of a nuance. Like if you're a film who's queer, more acceptable to a certain extent. Even Saucy Santana, but that's a very niche audience, more acceptable. But half the time when you look like a me or you're just in the multiple lanes of intersectionalities, they don't know what to do with you. They, as in the industry, people, marketing, but also artists, they don't want to. They again, it's and it's the undertones of the homophobia because your music can be beyond whatever, and you will have the hardest time getting the same accolades and career as straight people every single time. A girl could come up with booty shorts on, twerking straight for the strip club, and make 10 times more songs, get 10 times more industry connects and things done than me any day with all my accolades, degrees, and anything I have to show for it. Every single time. Almost every single time. Almost.
doing what he do with that Johnson and Johnson. In any case, I think it's
But
stems
it's
from two
okay,
things.
because I ain't part of
The
it
overt
with
aggression,
it anyway.
masculinity and testosterone it takes to run in them rap circles at the time, and the Christian
Let me see if I
nature
can
of
myself
hip
one more
hop
time.
and black culture in general. I've talked about this before. How weird it is that a culture like hip hop that can celebrate things so sexual, so violent, so antisocial, can also on the flip side be so devoted to Christianity in values. We definitely pick and choose what we want to uphold and what we want to, turn a blind eye to. But that's just life, I guess. Because in real life, there's double standards everywhere. So, I guess it makes sense. Yeah, we pick and choose when it comes to gender roles, crimes, even what sins that we want to accept. So I guess in the music, it shouldn't be any exception. And associated with that is the second point, the level of masculinity it takes to run in them hip-hop circles. And we take it further than just the regular everyday masculinity. Our rappers used to have this sense of macho that went above and beyond. They're always the toughest guy in the room, the most gangster in the room. Nobody can touch me. I wear all my jewelry outside to the gas station. I rob everybody.
Exactly.
And so
Try
if you're
me.
not that
Try
tough,
me. Why would you
if you
antagonize
gotta
the
paint your
energy
nails,
like that?
if you're wearing dresses, if you like men, you're looked at as less than because you're not representative of what macho looks like to the rest of the world. But there's been a shift.
And
what got us to where we are?
Respectfully, and the rest of the world be just y'all. Because if you get outside of hip hop culture, even if it's not just black culture, again, because homophobia is, again, embedded in black culture, but again, you can say hip hop, black culture is the foundation of hip hop, but hip hop is a broader audience than just black people. So again, it's still overall two things can be true at once, right? Parts of a whole. That's what I'm trying to say here. Rumble, they forgot my thought. What was the last thing he said here? Let's go back to what my friend just said.
Show looks like to the rest of the world. But there's been a shift. What got us to where we are now?
Wait.
Hi, I'm Rhiannon
First of all,
Lewis.
I be forgetting my thoughts.
Sometimes I make a list of people who make me feel invisible.
Not that tough, if you're gotta paint your nails, if you're wearing dresses, if you, like men, you're looked at as less than because you're not representative of what macho looks like to the rest of the world. But there's been a shift. What got us to where we are now?
Oh, that's what I was saying. To the rest of the world, yeah, hip hop embedded can encompass more than just black culture. But when you get outside of hip hop as well, when you say the rest of the world, they don't give a damn. They like T-Pain said, people who are not gay are not worried about gay people. People who haven't been taught toxic ways of looking through a lens at homosexuality are not concerned about homosexuality. You think a race car driver cares what a dentist is doing? No, they drive cars. You think the dentist care what the race car driver is doing? No, they fix and clean teeth. That's what you do. You mind your business. You mind what you... All right, sorry. Having a moment. But that's kind of the point here. You'll realize it once you get outside of heteronormative values, you'll start to realize the barriers that you've really put on yourself and how none of that mattered ever. But let's finish this up. I'm dragging this video out.
What the hell are you wearing?
Do the homies. Do the homies.
Wear your pants.
It's just a white beater. That's how y'all be
Whether for the
acting.
sake of fashion,
I want to
for the
hang
sake of
out with them
marketing,
girls.
for
I'm
the sake
with
of
my
standing
friends.
out,
We on the
or that's
block.
exactly
We
what
spinning
they just wanted
blocks.
to do
We
at
in
that
the
moment.
ops.
Rappers with influence over the youth in the early 2010s were seen with purses, wearing dresses, painting their nails, dyeing their hair, changing what it means to be hip-hop and going for an aesthetic that's more like
We
a
on
rock
the
star.
block.
You see me, bro?
Fuck.
I am a rock star, bro. I'm not rapping on that type stuff.
We'll decide.
Let me hear it, and I'm letting you know.
Friends
Your
off.
fans gonna be disappointed. All the old
They don't
guys,
give a
they're
fuck.
gonna be
No.
As we delve more and more into the idea of rock star,
You didn't
more and
lie.
more into the idea of pop culture
You
pushing
did not
hip hop
lie.
and not hip hop pushing pop culture, you start to understand that the ideals are being changed ever so slightly. Whether that's for a positive or negative, I'll leave that to you. But there is a new freedom to be exactly what you want to be.
Isn't that how it should be though? Shouldn't culture be influencing the arts? That's kind of what he said. Pop culture is pushing hip hop. Hip hop isn't pushing pop culture. And we can admit at one point that has been a lens. Look at everyone or every sub genre variation of hip hop. So again, whether that's K-pop or EDM, trap rap, and just it's so many different variations of hip hop that we've seen. But even with that, that's people saying, you know what? We like this, but we're gonna take that formula and we're gonna do it and execute it our own way. And that's when we get back into what is I consider overall cultural influence, and where it's like, all right, well, y'all in this sector can have that homophobic stuff. All right, cool. We ain't even into convincing people. Just stay away from us and let's protect and keep our community safe for those queer people and also for those allies. Like, it's kind of like that one weird kid in the room is like, all right, we ain't gonna mess with them. But everybody else gonna be over here having a good time. Because we already tried to help them out, but they just want to be weird. So we're gonna let them have it. They got it.
Trains in terms of how you have to think, act, and move in order to be a rapper, and how you want to make music and things like that. Society has shifted. The audience is newer. The world is more interconnected, and there's more reason now than ever to want to feel different than everybody else. And so we label ourselves with a whole bunch of adjectives. We do a whole bunch of attention
Travis
seeking
Scott
things
be
in
on
order to
drugs,
feel
allegedly.
and be
Ain't
different.
no way
And
you
if
go with
everybody's
them type of
super strong,
visuals.
manly, tough guy, there's got to be representation for people on the opposite side. And now we enter the age of acceptance. You would think that Saucy Santana or Lil Nas X would be the perfect example
he said
of
it, but I'm
acceptance in
saying
hip-hop.
allegedly.
But there's always a little bit of pushback. And I'm thinking it's because the music don't really crank to a wide audience. It's really just for the girls and gays to be in the club shaking that. And even further for Lil Nas, he be
And that is
using,
okay.
disrespecting religion as a marketing strategy, which doesn't really go
Now,
over well with a lot.
I will say, I just talked about this. No, I didn't talk about it to anyone. I said it to myself in my head, but now I'm going to talk about it with you guys. It's okay that, to the first part of what he said, that Sexy Santana, Lil Nas X, they cater to a certain audience. We all have target audiences in whatever it is that we produce, right? Or if it's trying to sell a service, a product. But then it goes, why do I keep losing? Oh, there we go. Thank you, God. Why does, speaking of God, why then it goes overboard when it was one thing when we had the Call Me by My Name music video, and that was monumental, groundbreaking, and it really pushed social norms in this same conversation of hip hop and homosexuality and how that intertwines with religion and religious belief, right? But then to get the J. Christ one felt forced to me. Y'all drop in the comments. We're going to talk about this. Let's keep that conversation going. I definitely want to know how y'all feel about that for sure. I know I say that in general, but let's discuss this. How did y'all feel, or was that did y'all feel the same thing I felt, that shift? Like, it's one thing for it to happen naturally. It's another thing for you to force pushing or antagonizing a religion. Because just like I said earlier, about basically minding the business that pays you. You producing the first visual and people attacking you is one thing, but to know that they're gonna attack you and whether you believe in Christianity or not, practice part of the religion, however you choose to get to high power is your desire, but to know that you're intentionally trying to antagonize. And then some would say, though, he isn't the first to do it. So we've had the baby do it in recent years. We've had Tupac. I know it's other people, but I don't want to misquote anybody. But definitely look it up. In history, hip hop is specifically several people. Kendrick Lamar have worn thorns on their head, like if it was the crown of thorns, and then also represented themselves being on the cross. So let me know how y'all feel about that. I don't think it's just a little Nas X thing. I think within context of antagonizing a situation, that was trolling too far for him, though, specifically.
Who I think is actually the perfect representation of acceptance in hip-hop is maybe not as known to you guys unless you're kind of deep in the underground. Skywater. Nobody cares what Skywater does. Nobody cares what Skywater's identity is. The music just makes sense, and so we're all behind it. The meme itself is that no, we don't care as long as you keep dropping good music, which is great.
I've never heard of Skywater.
That's probably the most equity and equality that we could probably get in his music
different
stuff.
pronouns?
Regardless of who you are as a
Excuse me,
person, as long as your talent makes sense to other people, we're all the same. Now, this is not to say that the job is done, pat ourselves on the back, we're all good here. But it is to say, we've come a little bit away. I ain't gonna lie. We're definitely moving in a more tolerant direction. But the only thing that may be a little questionable is the methods we're using to get there. Because at times, it comes from just having an open-hearted community.
But that's the problem. I think, I was about to say, are we being more tolerant or are we being PC? But that's the same exact thing. Newsflash, to tolerate me is to also disrespect me. What did it say? Silence is complicit. Like, at the end of the day, who wants to be tolerated? Do you want to be tolerated? Ask yourself, when you're out here tolerating gay people, oh, I ain't with that gay stuff, but I mean, when you even we don't just go around, we only have to think about straight people in the constraints of being a gay person. So, that said, if it wasn't made a thing, I wouldn't be looking at a straight person even caring that it's two different genders together. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, again, mind the business that pays you. It just keep going back to that same point.
And at other times, it's from having the iron fist of the powers that be.
Cause my gay fans,
I was about to say, nobody tolerates. Nobody being tolerated.
Parking lot, nigga, you gotta get a room, nigga, a good one, 5-star hotel for them.
He trying to make stagger.
You gotta wait till they go to the crib, nigga. They ain't just gonna be out here just doing anything, yeah.
So then you didn't have to say gay fans.
But the entertainment,
if the baby really felt that way, genuinely, when he first said it, and let's say ignorance is bliss. Sometimes you just don't know what you saying when you say stuff. That's why be careful and be mindful. And my granddaddy used to say all the time, people don't know how stupid you is till you start talking, basically. I think I might have rephrased it, but it's somewhere along the lines. And the more you be, the more I'm going to know you ain't got it all figured out like you think you say you do. But if he really meant that, then he wouldn't have had to emphasize his gay fans in the parking lot doing da-da-da-da. He just would have said, these ain't my fans. If you ain't in my fans, if you my fan and you won't be in parking lots putting it down and you make them get the bag and take you to a 5-star, put your lighters and put your phones in the air. Nowhere did you have to bring up gay people in that. Not nowhere. But hey, I digress.
is ran by what Fat Joe likes to call a gay mafia.
I happen to think there's a gay mafia in hip-hop.
Which, for better or for worse, sways conversations, policy,
this is when
and,
you just, I'm telling you, you don't want to hear everything.
In a more politically correct and sensitive direction. And so I don't know if you've ever seen it, but when rappers have to talk about anything outside of their lifestyle, they tend to get a little shaky. It's so strange watching, grown men scared of their livelihood being taken away by saying the wrong thing. That's one thing I can probably be like, all right, we have to calm that one down. Start shaking in their boots. Now, that doesn't mean we're not going to get...
We shouldn't calm it down, as they should be shaking in their boots, because the homophobia has to stop. It will not be tolerated, period. Again, and the evolution isn't just this natural acceptance. The power is being taken by force. Amen. Playing about this topic, I have felt that with a passion in my soul like never before, for real. Like, let's give us some credit, or let's give the gay community some credit. No one's asking to be accepted. We're telling you. We're putting it down. This is what's happening. These are the time we in. Get with it or get lost. And again, if you being weird, you can stay over there. Simple. Very much so. Bag included. Because just like, again, gay people, clap it up one more time. Ooh, for this epiphany. Gay people are doing what the black community needs to do and continue to do. Use our buying power and our voices to our benefit. Don't hide in the shadows. Don't let microaggressions push you around and you still provide and pay and support these people that are also your oppressors. Be smart. Honestly, black people could take some lessons out of the gay people book. And again, it's crazy as I identify as a black and gay person that, again, my blackness gets shunned more than, like, I literally have to hold on to my gayness, or I'm more accepted in my gay community than I am in my black community. And I wear the blackness on me. But again, to a certain extent, some would say I wear the gayness too. But again, I'm losing the point here. Overall, though, no one's asking anything. We're living in our truth, and either you accept it or you don't, but you can stay out of the way. Period. We ain't got to talk about it. It ain't no discussion. Standing on it.
Parade of, pause, no homo, AEO, in people prominent in hip hop and in hip hop culture. There's just less money to be made.
And do you if you're not gay? All this isn't necessarily gay either. People can express themselves however they choose to express themselves.
Relationships, they tend to over-exaggerate the amount of malice that comes behind a pause or a no homo or a no diddy, AEO, any of the like. Most of the time, it's just comedic effect.
Right, now it's no diddy.
We just don't want to sound like we're fucking our friends.
This nigga braids like.
It's very simple. It's
I love Tyler the Creator.
In any case, you can see
them.
that hip hop isn't completely there, but there's
so
been
freeing
steps in
not
the right
to be
direction.
confined
We've moved from
to
aggressive
societal
homophobia
constraints.
to tentative acceptance, from super toxic masculinity to semi-toxic masculinity, from closeted artists to closeted and now openly gay artists. Step by step, man. We gotta, you gotta crawl the walk. Soon enough, maybe we'll get some mainstream.
Open the door. We
openly
kicking
gay
that door
boom bap
down.
rappers. Maybe we can get a Saucy Santana and J. Cole Grippy remix. Nah, wouldn't that be great? But in any case, that's enough of what I think. What do you think?
I don't know, y'all. What we think? What, like he said, what do we think about that? Clap it up. Shout out to who's out for that non-biased, pretty dope, informative video. It was a few points that I wanted to push the agenda forward on, nonetheless, and I think I did a good job touching on those points, so I won't go on too much with that, but we can keep the conversation going below. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope you're enjoying this Vlogmas. Stay tuned. Got more content on the way for y'all for sure. And again, always put your recommendations in the description box below. If you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you're going to like this one as well. Catch you in the next one. Peace.